All right, folks, how's it going there? Okay, hope everybody's having a beautiful Sabbath and a safe Memorial Day weekend. All right, stay hydrated. All right, take it easy on the liquor, everybody. Okay, just be safe. All right, around family and friends. Now, I've been thinking about this woman all week, pretty much since Monday or Tuesday. I saw this article of Leah Gardone, so I want to give her credit and a couple of other podcasts about Sgt Jewel Scott out there in Fort Hood. Okay, that made statements about if it happened to me, then I didn't do it. Okay, that this woman has people after her. This incident happened to me. Okay, she's a targeted individual. All right, this happened to me, and I told you guys, all right, that you gang stalkers, okay, this happened to me long before I got into this program on YouTube. This happened to me back in 1993 when I was at Fort Leonard Wood in Rolla, Missouri. It also happened to me when I was in Fort Carson, Colorado, when I was a staff sergeant. But let me tell you something about the military. The military is serious business, okay? It's about teamwork. It's really not about, you or, what you can do, but what you can do for the team. And you have to adjust to it. It's not going to adjust to you. If you don't do what they want you to do at the time they want you to do it, they will come after you, okay? They will try to get rid of you, okay? At Fort Hood, all right, I guess she was doing very well. She was getting all kinds of critically acclaimed awards and all that stuff. Then she got to Fort Hood, and then she started having these problems, okay, where people was banging on her door and running off and that type of thing, okay, that she just felt like some creep or whatever was trying to break in her room, okay, doing that type of weird stuff, all right, trying to scare the girl, all right. But I think that she's in a unit once she got to Fort Hood where there's some people that don't like her, okay. And when you look at this woman is so beautiful. I mean, she looks beautiful in a bathing suit. It's like, why is this woman even in the army? She should be out modeling or something, finding other ways to explore maybe her talents and her beauty and so forth, okay? So I believe that she was probably like in one of those units like where they were prepared for combat, or that's just what they do, okay? And if you come from maybe a unit where they call garrison, when you got your own job to do, all right, where you pretty much just go to an office or whatever, you show up at the office, you do your job, you report there at a certain time, and you leave. And then when you go to a combat unit where it's basically a system, you have to be a formation, you have to report to people, okay, there's a certain way you have to go about things, going to the field and going to war and stuff like that. When it comes to doing stuff like that, you'll start seeing attitudes, okay? I believe that probably Sergeant Scott was probably different, but she had a lot of different, she was very dexterous, okay? And you can have so many of those tools where units will try to use you for anything. Anytime something come up, if you got the training, they're going to use you, okay? And I know for some people, that's not what they signed up for, and then that's when they started having problems, okay? Now at Fort Hood, there's been a lot of problems, even when I was on that base and different military bases, with things like racism, okay, that type of thing, where there could have been maybe a black person that was treated different in the unit and was put out, that type of thing, okay. That's something that happened to me, okay. I got in trouble back in the early 90s. There is a lot of problems on these bases with domestic violence. When there was like 160 deaths this year, all right, suicides, domestic violence, okay. We don't know if it's accurate or not, but there's some type of degree of truth to that. Mainly that, and again, domestic violence, suicides, training accidents, okay. People will go out there and get in trouble for drunk driving, get killed out there. That's a base with, they have, I believe it's something like 60-something thousand people on that base. So with all the training that they do, okay, there's probably a good chance and more higher chance of stuff is going to get busted up. Now back to Sgt Jewel Scott, that she exposed this type of behavior on social media, and for the podcast I saw was she was pulled over for whatever reason, okay, for some strange reason, and she was put like in sent to a mental evaluator, okay. They tried to commit her, and they wanted to probably try to put her out like on a general discharge, okay. One thing that you don't want to get, y'all, I'm just saying, is a dishonorable or general discharge, okay? Because of something that you are doing, something of your doing, okay? But basically what they wanted to do was they wanted to expose her. They wanted to make an example of her. Basically what they're doing is they giving her some type of ritual spanking, okay? And just like in the regular world, yes, the military, they have gang stalkers too. They have people in the Skull and Bones, Eastern Stars, okay, and all these different frats or whatever, that these generals and so forth, all right, and these also these first sergeants and things like that, okay. And I can tell you different incidents, even on Fort Hood, where you have the first sergeant hitting on these young privates and so forth, okay. You get these generals, okay, they get caught up for like child pornography and that type of stuff, okay. When I was in Korea, there was a squad leader, male squad leader, okay, that raped his whole squad, okay. So what do you think that stuff is going to lead to? There's somebody that's going to be that's gone, and now they're into a military environment where everybody's so close together. On top of that, yeah, they're going to be suicides. I've been around people or known some people when I was in, people that committed suicide, okay. 2 guys when I went to the war, okay, I had left to come home early, okay, from the war, and there was 2 guys that replaced us in the unit from New York. I was in Colorado at the time. As soon as they got there, committed suicide, okay. This could happen to people from every rank, okay. They had 2 admirals back home where I'm from, Norfolk, Virginia, Navy admirals that committed suicide, okay, because probably they messed up in their unit and they just couldn't go out, you know, embarrassed. All right, but I'm glad that Sergeant Scott had exposed the chain of command, and she's somebody that was brave enough to do so, because probably she would have ended up missing or probably end up raped. And that's happened to other women on that base, and probably men that get lined up in training accidents. They do some really weird stuff or whatever. That there was legend that Pat Tillman, the guy that played for the Cardinals that got into the Ranger forces, that he was lined up in a training accident, okay, had nothing to do with combat, okay. But you know, you have to find a way, guys, to be able to do your job, like I say, in a team environment where everybody's so close together, when everybody does things together, okay, especially if you're one of those infantry units and you don't think that it is, and you may want to look at probably getting a medical discharge, you know, or maybe try to ask to get out, or do what you have to do. For you guys that are in, or you on the way out, do what you got to do to try to stay out of trouble in your unit, okay, because you want to get out on a positive note and so forth, okay. But I do commend Sergeant Scott for exposing, because some of those people are wicked in that chain of command out there in that base and other bases as well, okay, that they do have. And out there in the middle of Fort Hood, Killeen, there's nothing out there. You know, you have to probably drive 45 minutes to get to Austin, or 2 hours to get to San Antonio, okay. All I can do is say, if you're in and you're in an environment like that, you're off in the country, make the best of the situation, okay. All right, find other things to do, okay, outside of work and so forth, okay, but do what you have to do to stay out of trouble. And then don't be afraid to say anything to somebody, okay, or to call the what they call the IG, okay, Inspector General, okay, or to go to the post commander, or the JAG, what they call the JAG office or whatever, okay. And don't be afraid, okay, to speak up if you feel that you've been done injustice, women and men, But I do commend Sgt Scott or whatever, and hopefully that she could be able to get out. She's gonna have to get out because her profile is too big, you know, but she could probably get out medically. All right, that's probably the best way to go if you're in a situation like that, if you're in a crossroads at people. Now let me know what you think about the video because I'm over 10 minutes. All right, thank you for your time.